Hello everyone, Cyclone Reviews here, back with another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the SH Figurarts Kamen Rider 2, the old version. So this figure, of course, is representative of Kamen Rider 2 from the original episodes he appeared in. So Kamen Rider 2 first appeared in episode 14 of the original Kamen Rider series, which, by the way, is an excellent episode. Unfortunately, Takeshi Hongo's actor was not in that episode because of a motorcycle accident. That's what I believe. So he didn't really make an appearance in that episode. But we did get, of course, the first appearance of this guy right here, which was really neat. And, of course, he appeared in pretty much every episode for the rest of the series, which is really cool. But, of course, this Figurarts figure is representative of him from that episode and some of the early episodes he appeared in. And, yeah. So this figure also is a Tamashii Web exclusive, which is pretty cool. It is an older figure, so it might not be really rare to come across one now. I bet you can find one on eBay if you look. But like I said, of course, this was the second figure I unboxed in the unboxing video, and that figure I did get off the internet. I did not get it off of Tamashii Nations, but it probably was pretty cool back in the day to pick this guy up off there, since he kind of probably was pretty rare for that time. So before we get into the figure and his accessories, I'm going to just show you a couple slides of the box, and then we can get into the figure itself. Alright, so now we're going to take a look at Kamen Rider 2's accessories. So the first thing he comes with is this dynamic muffler, which is pretty standard with these figures. You get one of these pretty much with every one. It's a nice crimson color, very nice sculpting work on it. Like I said, I like how they make the wavy effects in them that make them look very almost like cloth, which is pretty neat. He also comes with a pair of open hands, which are pretty nice. They're painted, of course, in the green that the rest of his hands are painted on. His fisted hands, of course, are on him at the moment. He also comes with a pair of chopping hands as well. Pretty nicely done. I do like those. They're my favorite to put on a figure. So most of the time you'll see in my collection, that's what I have on them. He's also got a pair of, I'm not sure what you call these. I know I mentioned these in the previous video, but they're almost like chopping hands, but the thumb is like sticking out in a weird direction. And then finally, we have these cupped hands, but since he doesn't really have anything to grab, I kind of find these pointless. But they are pretty nice. So yeah, with that out of the way, we can take a look at Kamen Rider 2 now. Alright, so here is Kamen Rider 2. He is pretty cool looking. So here is his head with really long antennas. I think that kind of makes me laugh a little bit. But it's got really long antennas. Of course, it's got the red compound eyes, the green dot in the center, and the very much nice looking sharp jaw piece. Different shape on the bottom here than the other Kamen Riders. It's kind of like goes up in kind of like an arc, if you can see that, which is pretty neat. And then, of course, the rest of the helmet is kind of like in a very dark kind of olive drab color. And then, of course, a silver stripe down the back. And the muffler is, of course, red. Very nice detail on the arms with the single white stripe, which is accurate of this figure. The green gloves, which are pretty nice as well. Of course, the pattern on the back as well. And then we got the chest armor, which is done pretty nicely, and that is pretty much articulated, so you can move that around when you're posing the figure. Of course, got the wind belt with the turbine in the front, a little red stuff, the plain silver box, the mechanical looking box on the side. White striping does go down to the legs, down to the boots, which are painted, of course, in that green color as well, which are pretty nice. And then just the back here. Nice buckle on the belt, too. I think that's a really neat feature with these Kamen Rider figures. Yeah, so pretty much really good detail on the figure. Stumble my words there, but it is a pretty nice figure. It looks really good and very accurate. Alright, so articulation on this Kamen Rider 2. He has a ball-jointed head. He has a ball joint in the scarf, ball-jointed shoulders, double hinged elbows. He has a crunch in the chest. He has, of course, ball-jointed upper thighs near the torso. He has double-jointed knees, ball-jointed ankles, and then hinges in the toes, which is really cool. Alright, so here is, of course, the dynamic duo. I shouldn't really say that, that's what I call them. So, of course, we have the Kamen Rider 1 Old here on the left, and then, of course, our Kamen Rider 2 on the right. So this is a pretty neat setup. I'm going to have them on the shelf like this, next to each other, and they do look very good together. I was very surprised I got them both out of the box, and for how different they are in terms of detailing and sculpt, they really look good together. And what I also like is they're not just rehashes of each other. They actually are very different in the way they are built, which is really cool. And going back here to Kamen Rider 1 here, there was a feature I did not mention that I want to clear up now, and I think this is just sick. On the back of the figure's helmet, for those of you who don't know, this is actually Hongo's hair back here. That is awesome. I don't know what else to say. I think that is such a neat little touch that they didn't really have to add, but they did, and they just want that extra step to make that figure even cooler. So I'm sorry I forgot to mention that, but that is actually also accurate to the original show, because a lot of it in the fight scenes, when he thrashes his head about a lot, you can see his neck and his hair and stuff, and since Takeshi Hongo's actor had really long hair, it kind of stuck through the helmet. But that was a really neat figure. Really neat, not really neat figure, but really neat accessory. But that they did not have to include. And it was just, somehow I was looking around, I had this guy up on the shelf, and I was like, what is that? And so I look closer, and I'm like, is that hair? I'm like, well, that's really cool, Something that you take for granted a lot with these Figurarts figures is some of the hidden details that you'll find out later. And that's why I always look over them every once in a while to make sure I'm not missing anything in terms of that. So I did want to just throw that out there. But going along with Kamen Rider 2 and 1 here, they look amazing together, and this is definitely a very nice little display that you can put up on your shelf that is really cool. But yeah, they do look very good together. Also, I wanted to bring out the other Kamen Rider 2 I have and display them side by side to kind of give you a little bit of a comparison on how they look. So, of course, this is Kamen Rider 2 from the newer episodes of the older series, and then, of course, this is him from his original appearance. And you can see, of course, there's a lot of differences in the suits, because, of course, this one looks more like the new Kamen Rider. This one, of course, has that classic appearance, but they are very nice. This is also cool to look at, to see how different that he has evolved through the series. I know I did the same thing with Kamen Rider 1 over there, but I did want to show you that difference, because I think it is really neat and very cool in a sense that you can just look over and see, wow, there's a lot of difference in these two figures and these two characters. Alright, and here is a bit of a size comparison. As we can see, Kamen Rider 2 is on the middle. On the right, we have the NECA Godzilla 1962, and then on the left, we have... I don't think I even need to say his name anymore. I'm pretty sure you guys know who this is. It's Kaiju Booska. But that is a bit of a size comparison between your average NECA figure, Bandai figure, smaller Bandai figure, and an SH Figurarts figure. So, yeah. So, in conclusion, I have to say I am very pleased with this figure. I wish he would have came with a little more, a few more accessories, but that's not a big deal. The real thing comes in the detail on the figure, and that is just pulled off excellently. I think it's a really accurate representation of Kamen Rider 2 from the original show, especially his original appearance, and is really just a classic suit in itself, and I'm glad they rendered it. And though it is an old figure, it, to me, stands up to today's standards compared to some of my newer SH Figurarts acquisitions. I think it really doesn't really look any different. I mean, the build is, of course, a little dated, but the figure itself isn't bad looking. And I think that if you are a fan of Kamen Rider 2 or the old show or the Showa series of Kamen Rider, this is a figure you need to pick up. It's really cool. But having him, of course, next to Kamen Rider 1 on the shelf, it puts the cherry on top, and definitely something that needed to happen in my collection. So, thank you guys for watching this presentation. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Of course, like and subscribe for more videos. Comment if you like. Thanks, y'all.